and welcome to Lady Wildcat Field in Lovington. Getting ready for the start of this non-district matchup between the Lady Cats and the Hobbs Lady Eagles. A Lea County battle for you this afternoon here on the One Radio Square and the Walmart Digital family of stations, including the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, the Hobbs tab, and the Lovington tab at hobbsamerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle as we get ready for the start of this one. Of course, the second time this season that these two teams have met, and the Lovington Lady Cats getting the best of it, and Hobbs. And so Hobbs looking for a little revenge here in Lovington. I'm TJ Miracle, and as we get ready to start, here's Dawn Morgan.
And welcome in. It's a beautiful afternoon for softball, a little on the hot side, but nice breeze out, and it's blowing across field from the southwest, from right to left, gusting up just a little bit, but the teams having take their warm-up. Lovington, the home team, is out in the field awaiting the first batters for Hobbs, and it will be Kayla Boyle up first with Kylie Ralston and Kimber Craig in the hole. On the mound for Lovington is Vega, catching is DePorto. Olguin is on first base, Angelina Corral on second, Hernandez on short, and Chavarria at third base. We have two Chavarrias in the lineup, another Chavarria in left field, and Chloe Corral is in center field, and Dunlap in right field. So those are your fielders as we get ready for this top of the first inning, getting ready for the first pitch. And Vega on the mound, ready to go. These two teams have met already. In fact, I called that game in Hobbs, the very first game of the season. First pitch comes in, a crack at it. It's going to fall in shallow right field. Going over for it is Dunlap, and she's going to field that cleanly, throw that in, and hold Boyle on first base. So Boyle getting a single to start things off and get Hobbs with a runner. So a single out to shallow right field, puts her on base. It puts Kylie Ralston, the center fielder for Hobbs, up at the plate next. She's a left-handed batter. Lovington beat Hobbs in the first game of the season for both teams. It was 7-2, that final score. First pitch, a swing and a miss. I think it would have been a strike to catch the outside corner, but Ralston fouled it off, spoiled it off to our left, out of play for strike number one. Boyle stood up and hit the very first pitch that she saw. There was no count on her as she hit that first single and stands out on first. 0-1 count on Ralston, of course, no score yet. And a bunt, and it's going to be a little too hard. It's a pop, and it ends up being just one out as coming over, Olguin was ready for it. They were ready for that bunt. Olguin drove in hard and picked that, and it ended up as a little infield pop. She got it in the glove, turned right around and threw to Corral, who was covering first base, but Boyle managed to scamper back over there on time. So one out, a little bunt pop to first base. Brings up Craig to bat. She is a center fielder. First pitch is in. Ooh, beautiful. Right down the pipe. A nice fastball from Vega. Looks like she is on today. Of course, she's pretty consistent as a pitcher, and in fact, she's a great hitter too. I watched her hit 2 out of the park home runs in 2 of the games. The first one was against Hobbs. And the second one is going to come up a little high for count 1-1 on Craig. Boyle over there on first base. Craig, the center fielder. Hobbs pretty aggressive at the bat. They just couldn't get anything going against Lovington in that first game. And this is going to just miss the outside corner for ball 2. So 2-1 is your count on Craig, with one batter on, one base runner on, and one out. Vega stepping back up, taking her time. Dials this one in. A fastball. Craig is behind it. So count is even up now at 2-2. Craig swinging just under that ball. That ball came in with a lot of spin on it, and that ball kind of rose a little bit, and Craig swung right under it. Now this pitch a little high. There's a throw down to second. Throw's going to be just off the mark and coming off the bag. Boyle came off the bag. She got there in time. And she came off the bag, but she ended up scrambling back to it in time. So she's going to have, it looks like she's going to, did they call her out?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, they called her out. She stood there for a while. I think she was waiting to get forcibly removed from the bag. She didn't think that she got tagged in time, but
and
she
Coach
did.
Crossland wants to talk about it. He wants to talk to the official. He thought that she was not out.
Mm-hmm. I think she felt like she had tagged and that she had some space to adjust, and she left the bag. She broke contact with the bag, and when she did, she got tagged. And the ump is saying she was still in play. There was no break. There was no timeout. She was not completely safe yet. And so out number 2 on a throw out. So 2
to 6
for the second out. 2 away. Kimber Craig still your batter. And a swing and a miss, and that's it. Strikeout number 1 for Vega. So in the top of the first inning, on 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and nobody left on base, your score remains scoreless. It's 0-0. We moved into the bottom of the first inning, and we'll be back with more at Lovington Lady Wildcat softball here from Wildcat Field in Lovington on Newellmark Broadcasting and One Radio Square Sports.
Your comfort is our concern. Hey Tech, air conditioning and heating. For heating and air, it's all you need. Great same day service, guaranteed. Friendly, fast, professional too. Hey Tech, get the job done right the first time. Your comfort is our concern. Hey Tech, air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. Hey Tech.
See our ad on page 6 in names and numbers.
What exactly do you look for when choosing a bank? The choice is clear. First American Bank has been helping customers like you since 1903. That's over 100 years of banking expertise and knowledge at your convenience. First American Bank takes pride in helping small business from banking to lending. They get it done. First American Bank in Hobbs takes the time to sit and understand your business. This helps them help you. Call First American Bank in Hobbs today at 575-392-9200. Back here at Wildcat Field for Hobbs in their half of the first. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on. TJ Beard, great to have you with us on beautiful. And also on the Lovington Sports and the Hobbs Sports tabs at HobbsAmerica.com. So back to it as we head to the bottom of the first. Here's Dawn Morgan.
And thank you very much, Lovington. Lovington coming up to bat, and starting us off will be number 13, Angelina Corral. She plays second base for Lovington. First pitch comes in, and a swing and a hit out to center field. Coming in, Ralston. She has to move a few steps forward, but a nice cut. As it's interesting, both leadoff batters swung at and hit the very first pitch that they saw, but 1 away now after that fly out to center field. And that is going to bring up number 14, Chloe Corral, to the plate. She plays center field for Lovington. She's a right-handed batter. Your battery for Hobbs, by the way, Young is on the mound, Harrison catching. And the first pitch, she shows bunt, and she gets wood on it, but it spins back foul for strike number 1. So Corral not pushing the bat down to deaden the ball. She just put the bat out horizontal and kind of pushed at the ball forward, but you got to kind of push it down and deaden it. Otherwise, you do get either a pop or a foul back. So strike number 1 for Corral. She went over and conferred with Coach McGraw, coaching third base right now. And my bet is she hits away now. Yep, she hits and fouls it over left. She was way in front of that ball, ready for it. And Young took a little bit off of it. So she fouled it over toward the Hobbs dugout. On first for Hobbs is Garcia, Boyle on second, Harrison on third, Cantu short, Craig in left, Ralston center, and Contreras in right. That's your fielding for Hobbs. Second pitch comes in, third pitch rather, and it's a ball. It's kind of a change up and outside. Corral didn't offer. I think Young just kind of wanted to throw up a little watermelon to see if she would chase it, and Corral did not. So 1-2 is your count. No outs. 1 out, rather. Oh, and she does go for that one. Swung on a low pitch. Got suckered in, kind of protecting the plate with 2 strikes on her, though, and second out. So first strikeout. First strikeout for Young. There was a throw down to first because she She did swing and miss at that ball. I think she probably caught just a little bit of piece of it possibly, but. And the first ball comes into Vega, your pitcher. It's low for ball number 1. Vega, a very capable hitter as well as a talented pitcher. In fact, she is already signed to play for Stephen F. Austin University. And this pitch is going to come in high and outside for ball 2. And in that last game that we called just last week, Vega hit an out-of-the-park homer. I think you were doing a baseball. And here's a nice hit. I think it may be out. No, right at the wall. A long ball hitting right at the fence. Ralston went back but could not get it, so instead it's a stand-up double for Kaylee Vega. That's one of her favorite places to hit it. Both of the balls I've seen her hit out of the park have been center field or center left.
And actually,
this one a nice double.
If the wind's not blowing in on that, I think it does get out of here. The wind about 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 25, but right into the hitter's face. So unless you get it pretty much on a line shot and right at the top of the fence, it's going to have trouble getting it out today, but still put a charge in that one. So now 2 outs and a runner at second.
Yeah, Vega stands in scoring position with Chavarria at the plate. And the first is a call strike. So Chavarria with an 0-1 count. That's Anna-Lee Chavarria. We have Lea Chavarria in the game as well for Lovington playing third base. But Anna-Lee Chavarria playing left field for Lovington. 0-1 count. And this comes in. It's going to be on the outside corner. She picks it up and ends up hitting a ground ball to shortstop. And that's going to do it. So a 6-3 play. Even though the throw was high, it pulled Garcia off the bag, but she went upstairs to catch it and for the third out. So Lovington also held scoreless in the bottom of the first inning on 1 hit. There were no runs, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the top of the second inning. Your score is 0-0. More Lady Wildcat softball when we come back on Noir Walk Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Whatever your tire needs may be, you can always count on Forest Tire. Whether it's roadside assistance, a new battery, brakes, an alignment, a new set of tires for around town, off-road or work, or just a flat tire, being there is what matters most. That's why Michelin packs more innovation inside its tires to maximize performances without sacrificing capabilities, so you can continue to go the extra mile to be there for the ones who matter most. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
COVID-19, market volatility, earthquakes, recent layoffs, we've all been impacted during these turbulent times. I'm Shane Wesselter, CEO and founder of Gateway Insurance Group, Gateway Financial Advisors. With over 200 offices and representing all 50 states, we can help. Whether you have questions about the market volatility, whether you should buy, sell, or just write it out, whether you have questions about rolling your 401k to a private IRA, maybe you have questions about the recent premium deferral program for auto and home insurance. Regardless of what your questions are, give us a call, 858-GATEWAY. We are open and have staff and advisors willing to assist. In New Mexico, we have offices in Albuquerque, Clovis, Hobbs, and Santa Fe. We're happy.
Back here at Lady Wildcat Field, we've played an inning, no score, and back to the action. Here's Dawn Morgan.
Thank you very much.
General Welding's
Top of the second inning, Hobbs coming back up to bat. It was 3 up, 3 down for them last go-round, and it will bring Cameron Harrison, number 7, the catcher, to the plate for her first at-bat. Vega on the mound, DePorto catching for Lovington, and the first pitch comes in, and it is a line drive shot out above the head of Angelina Corral at second base, and Harrison is rounding second, going to third. There's a throw, not in time. That's going to be a stand-up triple for Harrison, puts her on third base. So she stood up and again hit the very first ball that she saw. The I think Hobbs hitters, the coach maybe they've told him, if the first one looks like you can hit it, go for it, rather than get behind in the count and get into a pitcher versus batter duel. And I think that strategy is working so far. Now they have to have timely hitting and bat them in, and get them around the base and in. But Harrison with a triple, nicely hit ball out to right center. And this is a nicely hit ball out to left. Coming in to get it, though, is Chavarria. She moves a couple of feet over and then makes a nice immediate throw into Chavarria at third base to hold Harrison on. So no movement. It was she gave it a ride. Cantu trying for an RBI. Instead, it's just a long first out. So a nice fly to left field.
And that one goes anywhere but to left field, and as hot as it was, that does get the runner in from third. But Hobbs' batter's being very aggressive, especially on the first pitch.
Garcia now at the plate, the first baseman, and the first pitch is low and inside for ball number 1. Garcia playing first base for Hobbs. She bats from the right side of the plate. And not many pitches thrown by either pitcher so far in this game. The second one comes in. Oh, and that had a lot of heat. It was a riser, and Garcia went after it, went upstairs for it, and cut under the ball as Vega giving her some bait, some chin bait, you might say. But Garcia couldn't touch it, so 1-2 is the count. This one comes in. She swings. It's kind of a golf shot. Rolls over to third. Chavarria picks it up, throws to first for the out, and then the first baseman, Olguin, fires it back into DePorto, but not in time. So it does score the runner as Harrison crosses the plate, and it's 1-0. Hobbs in the lead. Garcia out at first. So 2 outs now with Amaya Contreras, the right fielder, coming to the plate for Hobbs.
So the sac ground out, she didn't get just a whole lot on that one as Garcia just rolled it out. If that's a little bit harder, probably no run scores, but it acted just like a bunt.
Just a little bit stronger bunt. It went a little further, but it did get the runner in, and that was important. So a sac RBI for Garcia. Contreras looking at that first of the second pitch. It's a 0-2 count on her. And this one comes in and high, but she swings and misses. That was just the first strike previously. So now she has 2 strikes on her. Yeah, Vega is working that higher pitch today. She's got heat. And this one is low for a ball. So Contreras, pretty good eye at the plate. But Vega is kind of blowing that pitch right at the letters, right by them. Hobbs cutting at it, just haven't connected with that particular pitch. And this is going to be, she didn't go. It's going to be inside. 2-2 is your count as the ump behind the plate referred down to the ump along the line at first base just to double check that she did not break the plane. So ball 2. Even count on Contreras. No base runners rather right now. And this one, she kind of golfs it inside, bobbled by Chavarria on third, and that is that error on 5. It was just a little slow dribbler grounder that I think that probably Chavarria sort of underestimated. She really thought she had it. She reached down with her glove and was thinking about throwing it before she actually had it to field, and just got by her enough that Contreras, with her speed, went to first. So Contreras, with what it should have been an out, ends up on first with an E5, brings number 20, Anaya Rodriguez, to the plate. She swings on the first ball she sees, and it goes to Hernandez at the shortstop. She throws over to first in time to end the inning, but the damage is done as Hobbs has scored a run, 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error and 1 left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the second with your score 1-0. Hobbs in the lead. Lovington coming up to bat. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball. Brought to you by Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
General Welding Supply, Inc., the only locally owned and operated welding supply shop in Lea County. Why is shopping local important? There are many reasons. Shopping local keeps your dollar right here in Lea County. The staff at General Welding Supply shops the same stores you do. How about support? General Welding Supply supports local by sponsoring schools and youth sports. Shop General Welding Supply in Hobbs and Lovington. General Welding Supply, a proud supporter of Lovington sports. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lea County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lea County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Welcome back to the Lady Cats versus the Lady Eagles from Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm TJ Miracle, and as we head to the bottom of the second, Hobbs leads 1-0, and with the call, here's Dawn Morgan.
Number 6, Riley Dunlap. Actually, number 10, Sienna DePorto. Your catcher is going to be up first at bat for Lovington. She bats 5th in the lineup. And the first ball comes in, and it is going to be a ball. So 1-0 the count of DePorto. She's a tough hitter, as most catchers are. Good eyes. They are trained to watch the ball. That's their job. And this is outside for ball number 2, 2-0. So DePorto fairly picky at the plate, but she can send them sailing or send them hot on the ground too. She swings at this one, picks it up, it's going, and hits the fence. As Ralston turns around, the fence acts like a backstop, almost dead center, just to the left of the American flag out there. So it's going to be a single for DePorto. A well-hit long ball. Line drive right out to center field. So DePorto's on first, and they're going to have a courtesy runner for her. They usually do.
I don't think we do
yet, so we may end up with one. Riley Dunlap, number 6, plays right field for Lovington up next. One runner on, no outs. Hobbs is in the lead, 1-0. Lovington wanting to get that run back and then some, and she first swing and a hit. It's a line drive out to left field between center and left, and that's gonna move. That's a stand-up double for Dunlap, so that is also gonna move DePorto around to third. Dunlap standing out on second with a really solid line drive double, and that's gonna bring number 4, Honey Morales, your designated player, up to bat for Lovington. Of course, Hobbs wanting to get out of this inning. Nobody out, and the first pitch is going to come in. Yes, it is a call, strike 1, outside corner. That was a nice pitch from Young. Medium speed, not just a lot of heat, but not a changeup either. Medium speed, right over the corner. This one, swing and a hit over to third base, picked up easily by Harrison, who throws and gets Morales out. So 5-3 for the out, and then Garcia threatens to throw back, as dancing over there on third base was Dunlap, threatening to come home, but she ends up staying there. Or rather, DePorto's on third, but Dunlap on second. So one away as Lea Chavarria, your third baseman, coming up to bat. She is number 16. Runners on second and third now. That's DePorto out on second, and Dunlap on third. And that one comes in. It's going to be just a little high.
And we did have the courtesy runner check in. It's number 2. I don't have my subs in.
That's Anaí Reyes. And there's a swing and way out in front of that. Wow, Chavarria was blistering, but it went foul just beyond the Hobbs dugout. So Chavarria sitting and waiting for that one. So 2 strikes on her. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Runners on second and third for Lovington. So they are threatening to score on Hobbs. And this pitch comes in, and it's a little low. So that's going to be ball number 2, even up the count 2-2.
And with 2 strikes, you've got to be in plate protection mode to be sure.
Yeah, even just with the 1 out, still runners on second and third. This one comes in, going to be high. A changeup. Young took a lot off of that, but it also floated up outside of the strike zone, and Chavarria did not chase. So full count on Chavarria now, 1 out, runners at second and third. And this pitch is going to be low and inside for a walk. That is the first walk issued by either pitcher today, and it loads the bases. So bases loaded with number 9, Jocelyn Olguin, batting in the 9th slot. She is your first baseman. She steps up. Right-handed batter, takes her time getting into the box. with bases loaded, only one out. First pitch comes in, and that's going to catch the corner. Yes, beautiful pitch on the right, just on the outside corner for strike number one on Olguin. She looked at it, but left her bat on the shoulder. Second pitch comes in. This is going to be high and outside for ball one. Again, Olguin giving it a careful look, but did not offer at it. So counts 1-1, bases loaded, just the one out. And Hobbs leading this one 1-0. Lovington looking to change that right here. And there's a swing and a hit. It's going to go foul out of play over on the right side past the Lovington dugout for strike number two. So one out, 1-2 your count on Olguin, bases loaded.
And Coach McGraw would love nothing more here than to see his number 9 hitter cash at least one of these runs in, if not more. Olguin going to have to be very careful at the plate, though, with 2 strikes.
And Young liking nothing better than to try to get out of this jam. And there's a swing and a pop-up, high pop, calling everybody off is Garcia. She comes over near the pitcher circle to get it. So Olguin just pops it straight up for out number 2, as that's a pop fly for the first baseman. Second out, and we're going to be back up at the top of the order now. Number 13, Angelina Corral stepping up. She had a fly out, hit a long ball to center field last time up at bat. First pitch comes in high and outside for ball one. Corral, your leadoff hitter, bats from the right side of the plate. She's got bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 1-0 count on her. The pitch comes in, a long fly out to center field. Ralston comes over and gets that. So she gave it a ride. Corral tried for some RBIs, tried to bring it in, and Lovington, even with bases loaded, doesn't manage to get a single run in that at-bat. So with the bottom of the second inning done, we're going to be back with the top of the third inning, and your score remains 1-0. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball here from Lovington on Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Construction is a proud partner in education.
That coffee shop owner down the street is trying to pay tuition bills. The florist, who's been there for every life moment, is just a few years from retirement. And there's an entrepreneur who risked it all to open a restaurant. Lea County State Bank encourages you to shop small first this year. Our local businesses are barely hanging on, and they need our support now more than ever before. Follow Lea County State Bank on Facebook for small business spotlights. Visit us at onlinelcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Did you know that right now is the perfect time to invest in a new home? The interest rates are incredibly low. More than likely, your payments will be lower than rent. Call Robinson & Associates today to get a listing of homes that are within your price range. Robinson & Associates will help you find what you're looking for, whether you're looking to upsize, downsize, or just have questions. Call Robinson & Associates today for a free consultation on how to save you money.
For the Lady Cats in their half of the second, no runs on 2 hits, no errors committed, and 3 left on. We head to the third. Hobbs 1. Lovington yet to score with the call. Dawn Morgan.
And we are finally down to the end of the Hobbs order as the number 9 batter, Marissa Young, the pitcher, is going to come to the plate. She bats from the left side of the plate, and she gets settled in as Vega on the mound, DePorto behind the plate. Young with the pitch, and it's a fastball. It swung on and fouled over to the left in front of the Hobbs dugout for strike number 1 on Young. 0-1 your count. As Lovington missed a golden opportunity to get at least 1 run or more across the plate in that last inning. They left 3 on base, and let's hope that does not come back to haunt them. But Hobbs getting out the little pitch, a little pop right back up to the pitcher. So Young pops out, and Vega catching that easily for the first out. And that's going to bring up top of the order again. Number 13, Kayla Boyle, your second baseman for Hobbs, will be up at bat. She hit a single, her very first pitch that she saw in this game. She hit a single out, out to right field.
Of course, Boyle, the daughter of Coach Marco Boyle for the Hobbs baseball team. She's grown up on the diamond.
And swing and a little pop over to second base. It dies right in front of Corral, but Angelina is smart. She let it fall in front of her, then let it roll, picked it up, and fielded it easily for the second out. So 4-3 on that little infield pop. And that means that two outs now, two batters up, 2 outs. And the third batter is going to be number 5, Kylie Ralston, your center fielder for Hobbs. Left-handed batter, swing, and fouls it over sharply into that Hobbs dugout for strike number 1. Ralston hit a pop, had a pop up in that first at-bat, little pop over to first base to get thrown out, and now has no balls and 1 strike on her second time up at bat here. And swings at this one as well. I think that was going to be a strike on the outside corner. Fouls it out of play beyond the left side bleachers over here for strike number 2. 0-2 on Ralston. Hobbs very aggressive at the bat, and that's the thing about both of these teams. Lovington they're a team of aggressive hitters, and Hobbs is as well. They have yet to let anybody get much of a pitch count on them. This is going to come in, and it's going to be inside for ball number 1. 1-2 on Ralston. So both of these teams stepping right up to the plate, and when they see a hittable ball, most of their players have been cutting at them. And this one, almost gets Ralston to chase on that one, but it's outside. And Ralston leaned and threatened to swing, but she pulled it. She didn't even get her bat around.
And it took them a while because the umpire at first base was not paying attention when they asked for the appeal.
Right. But 2-2 the count on Ralston. This pitch, a fastball, is going to come in, hit on the ground over to second base, easily fielded. Corral to Olguin for the third out. So 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third with Lovington coming up to bat. Your score is still 1-0. Hobbs leading. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat and Hobbs Lady Eagle softball here on the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
The reviews are in, and TDS TV Plus is, well, a plus. Customers are loving the integration of live TV, recordings, on-demand programming, and streaming apps. Our convenient voice remote is the talk of the town. Our intuitive cloud DVR ensures you never miss a moment. Bundle TDS TV Plus and high-speed internet from $74.95 a month. See what the buzz is about. Order at hellotds.com/TDSTV today. Not available in all areas. Terms and conditions may apply. See website for details.
Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs. Family pack lean ground beef, $1.99 a pound. Bone-in sirloin cut pork chops, 99 cents a pound. Jalapeno peppers, 2 pounds for $1. Salad avocados, 4 for $1. Fresh zucchini squash, $1 per pound. Iceberg lettuce, $1 each. For all your grocery specials, La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs.
Welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat and Hobbs Lady Eagles softball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. The Hobbs Lady Eagles lead 1-0. We head to the bottom of the third. I'm TJ Miracle, and with the call, Dawn Morgan.
We've got a tight game going with 2 well-matched teams. Lovington won the first tilt 7-2. Hobbs is trying to have something to say about that in this one. Number 14, Chloe Corral, stands up to the plate. She is the center fielder for Hobbs, and she cuts at the first swing, but it's fouled back just over the backstop and into the stands, but one of the Hobbs players comes out and gets that ball back, takes it, get it back, keep it in play.
Tried to lay the bunt down and just got under it and kind of was manipulating the bat and popped it up over the screen.
So strike number 1 on Chloe Corral, your center fielder for Lovington. She struck out her first time at bat, and she watches this one as it's low and outside for ball 1. So evens the count. Young, your pitcher for Hobbs, Harrison, your catcher. Young has struck out 1 and walked 1 so far in this game. A swing and getting just a piece of it as Corral fouls that one off to the left. She was just a little bit in front of that. That ball was kind of low and inside, and Corral, I think, was ready for just a fastball maybe even a breaking ball to the outside. So 1-2 the count on Corral. As this ball comes in, she hits it on the ground, and Harrison has got that easily, throwing that over to Garcia at first. So 1 down now as Corral thrown out at first.
And now up to bat, the pitcher, Kaylee Vega.
And that's going to bring up number 1, Kaylee Vega, who is the pitcher for Lovington. She hit a stand-up double her first time at bat, hit that deep into left center field, rather, just between left and center field. And her first pitch is going to come in, and it is a good one right over the plate for strike number 1. Vega gave it a look and a lean, but didn't swing. Second one, she hit straight back right by Young, right into center field. So a well-hit ball straight up the middle, but fielded, and Vega is kept to a single. So she's got a double and a single in this game so far. She stands on first base, and that brings up number 7, Annalise Chavarria, the left fielder.
Chavarria last time up grounded out to the shortstop, but now it's important for Lovington to move Vega around because they've got to cash in. They've missed a couple of golden opportunities.
They have. They left bases loaded in their at-bat in the bottom of the second, and the first pitch comes in. It's going to just miss the outside corner as it's a ball 1. That was a very close pitch, and I think Young also thought that might have been called a strike. But it was a ball. Chavarria with a 1-0 count. This one comes in. It's a little hotter. Chavarria was waiting on it, though. She expected for Young to bring the heat, and she pulled that ball into out of play in the left field, though. Going over to get it was Craig, the left fielder. So 1-1 the count. If Chavarria straightens that out, that would move the runner for sure. And timely hitting, that's what Lovington has got to do if they expect to do. And a little grounder hit out to shortstop, takes a funny hop on Cantu, and backing her up is Ralston in center. So I don't know, that's a funny hop, but a playable ball.
That's a playable ball, I think, because she knocked it down. I think it has to be an E6, and so that'll be the second error of the game, first one for Hobbs. And so now the Lady Wildcats threatening again with runners at first and second. And DePorto steps in.
Yeah, number 10, Sienna DePorto, Lovington's catcher, who hit a line drive single out to center field for her first time up at the plate, is here. Unfortunately, Lovington stranded their runners. First cut is fouled off back out of play, so your runners stay at first and second. That is Vega out on second after hitting a nice shot straight up the middle for a single, and then Chavarria getting on first base on an error on the shortstop. So DePorto looking at the second pitch. Oh, and she swings, and a good hard but foul ball over to the left. And that becomes strike number 2 as DePorto doesn't waste much time. Yeah, she's a picky hitter. I mean, she definitely will be choosy about the ball she swings at, but when she knows it's good and hittable, she goes right after it. So 0-2 count on her, as she really wants to move those runners around and maybe even in. Hobbs leading this 1-0. And a swing and a hard hit grounder between short and third. There's going to be a throw into the plate, and it is going to be in time. No! He says safe. She slid under the tag. So that is amazing. Vega coming in from second base, and she crosses the plate to tie it up. Chavarria, meantime, moves all the way around to third, and on the throw, DePorto ends up on second.
So
a well-hit RBI single becomes becomes the hit that ties things up for Lovington, and there's only 1 out in this inning and 2 on base in scoring position. It brings up number 6, Riley Dunlap, the right fielder for Lovington, and she hit a line drive double out to left field her first time up at bat. First pitch comes in, and she swings, and it's going to be popped up. This could be trouble, as it does fall behind first base. Garcia wanted it, but then she was trying to drift back, and it fell out of her reach, and that is going to score 1. So that is got to be really an error on the first base.
I don't think so. Actually, I think that one will be a hit because the wind was blowing it, and there was a little bit bit of miscommunication. I don't think anybody really could have gotten to that one the way that the wind was blowing. So I think that one we do have to score as an RBI single.
All right, RBI single. We'll go with your call. I like that because I hate writing errors down. It's just the old softball player in me, you know. I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So a single RBI scores Chavarria. Now Lovington in the lead 2-1. DePorto sitting on third. Dunlap on first. Runners on first and third with number 4, Honey Morales, your designated player at the plate. She grounded out to third base her last time at bat. So only 1 out. Runners at first and third. 2 runs scored so far in this inning, and the first pitch comes in, and there's going to be a throw back. Oh, they ended up, yes, and I think they're going to end up getting her out. They do. Your second out is going to be a base running error as they did a little squeeze play as Harrison came up out of her crouch and played like she was going to throw down to second to try to keep the steal from happening. Instead, she threw it right back to the pitcher. Young threw it over there to third base and threw that runner out. The first pitch comes in on Lea Chavarria, and it's fouled back high right near the press box. I kept it waiting for it to hit the press box, but it didn't. I kept waiting for the big thunk, so it becomes strike number 1 on Honey Morales.
Actually, strike 2.
Oh, strike 2,
it
rather.
was a strike on the throwdown.
Right. So 0-2 is your count. And this pitch is going to be outside, so just misses the corner. Your count is 1-2. So we have a runner on second now as Dunlap moved to second. DePorto thrown out. And this one, a swing and a foul over along the right side near the dugout for Lovington. So the count remains 1-2 on Honey Morales. 2 outs now. And 1-2 the count. The fastball comes in, a swing and a cut. It's gonna hit just fair behind first base, and it is gonna bring in a runner. And that scores. So a little, again, got kind of a bloop single, just one that just hit right behind first base. Nobody could get there in time, so Morales with an RBI single. And that makes it 3-1 Lovington. And it brings up number 16, Lea Chavarria, to the bat. She walked her last time at the plate, and she has a runner on first now to deal with. So the Dunlap scoring.
First one is ball 1.
Yes, and her first pitch is in. As I get my book caught up a little bit, my scorebook. 1-0 the count now. 2 outs. Runner on first. And the ball comes in. It is going to catch the inside corner for strike 1. As Chavarria looked at it, she thought about it, and then she looked at the ump. And when he called it a strike, she shook her head. So 1-1 is the count. You've got Morales over there on first. 3 runs scored in this inning for Lovington. And the next one is a strike. 1-2 your count. It caught the outside corner. Chavarria again leaning and looking, but not offering.
Yeah, good breaking ball there. I thought she thought it was going to go outside. It did not. It nipped the front corner of the plate.
She walked her last time at bat. This one, I think that's out of here. I think that's going to be over the left. Oh, and just goes foul. Oh, that was a beautifully hit ball, and I thought it was going to stay fair, and the wind picked it up just a little bit and carried it maybe by 2 or 3 feet foul, but it was out of the park for sure, but just not fair. So it becomes it remains 1-2 count on her. She's smiling. She thought it was out. Yeah,
she asked the ump,
are
you sure? Could we move that pole about 3 feet to the left?
Are you sure that was foul? Yeah, so Chavarria. You know, the game is fun. And this one she catches just on the end of her bat, and it's going to be fouled out of play just over to the side of the bleachers next to the Lovington dugout. So your count remains 1-2. Chavarria hanging tough at the bat after walking her first time up in the second inning. She has a 1-2 count on her. She is protecting the plate with those 2 strikes. 2 outs in this inning, and this one she catches on the end of her bat. This is going to be a pop and going to be easily caught by Boyle over there on second base, and that's going to end the inning. So 3-run score for Lovington. They lead this one 3-1. There were 4 hits and 1 left on base. We go to the top of the 4th inning, and Lovington leading. We'll be back with more Lovington Wildcats softball action on the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Hobbs High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Hobbs, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating. For heating and air, it's all you need. Great same day service, guaranteed. Friendly, fast, professional too. Tech, get the job done right the first time. Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. Tech.
See our ad on page 6 in names and numbers.
Back here at Wildcat Field, through 3, it's Lovington 3, Hobbs 1. Our line score through 3, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on for Hobbs. 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 5 left on for Lovington. And back to the action, Dawn Morgan.
And there were 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base in that bottom of the 3rd inning for Lovington. They surged ahead of Hobbs. It is 3-1. Up to bat is number 18, Kimber Craig, the left fielder for Hobbs. She struck out her first time at bat, and this one she lets go, and it's going to be high for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count on Craig, as Hobbs now looking to try to get some runners on base and get a couple of those runs back, as we've got a good tight game going on. Pitch comes in, swing and a miss, as Vega brought the heat on that one, and Craig was behind that ball. So
Craig kind of gets a little bit of happy feet in there. She likes to swipe at him. She likes him high, but she doesn't have a good base when she swings at him.
2-1 your count. She fouls this one back beyond the press box to the right.
And as I say that, she plants and probably hits my car in the parking lot. Thanks, Kimber.
That's karma.
Yes, it is.
That's softball karma. Hopefully it was safe. Hopefully it missed everybody's windshield out there. Let's hope it didn't get that far. 2-2 the count on Craig. No runners on. She is the first batter up in this inning. 3-1 your score. Oh, and it hits the inside corner, and Craig goes down looking. That's kind of unusual. That's only the second strikeout for Vega in this game. And the second strikeout for her, and the first out in this inning. It brings number 7, Cameron Harrison, the catcher for Hobbs, up to the plate. She hit a triple on her first trip up to the plate and scored a run. So she is ready. Oh, and this one is going to just miss her. I don't know how that ended up not hitting her, as that ball was inside, and in fact it got away from DePorto, and that's going some. DePorto is a really solid catcher, and it's hard to get a ball past her. But
and they're asking, did it hit her?
Did it hit her? And from up here, I don't know how it ended up missing her. I actually think if it didn't hit her, it may have hit her uniform, but they're going to say nope. So it is simply ball 1. 1-0 the count on Harrison. This one is going to be inside. That just missed the inside corner for ball number 2. Good fastball, breaking ball on the inside, but just missed hitting the corner. So Harrison, 2 balls on her, as Hobbs wants to get some runners on, get some of those runs back. Beautiful, just right down the pike. So a strike, 2-1. Harrison just looking at that one. That was a good pitch to hit. 2-1 your count. The wind just a little gusty here. And this one's going to be in the dirt. Uh-oh, that was actually, I was
I thought that was ball 3.
I did too.
I have that as ball 3.
Yeah,
Yep, and so does the umpire.
Yeah, so 3-1 your count. Harrison just a little anxious to take first base. So we'll see. She stepped up and hit that triple on the first pitch she saw. And this one she hits right back to the mound. It gets Vegas, hits her glove, and it goes off, bounces off, and Hernandez, the shortstop, picks it up and fires over to first, but not in time. So it hit the glove, and again, that's one of those, you put your glove out, it's a reaction. It's just your body, goes up to protect yourself, and I really don't think that's an error.
No, I think we will go ahead and do that as a hit, because I don't think that Hernandez could have gotten to it, even had it gone through clean. And again, it was a reaction, so it is a 1-out single right back up the middle in the infield for Harrison. So that'll bring Cantu to the plate. She lined out to left. Her last time up is 0 for 1.
Number 3, Cameron Cantu, shortstop for Hobbs. High for ball 1. 1-0 on her is Harrison. Out on first, dancing around. DeBorto keeping an eye on her. Cantu gave it a long ride. A nice long fly out to left field, her first time up at bat. So she's hungry for a hit, and she does swing at this one. It's going to be a pop-up, and it's going to go, Holguin's going to go over, drift over just a few feet to be able to pick that one up. So that had a lot of spin on it, and Cantu hit just under it, and it just popped it right back up. So second out, pop to first baseman, number 3. For the second out, and that's going to keep Harrison at first base, and it's going to bring up number 6, Carissa Garcia, first baseman, to the plate. First pitch is in, swing and a miss. A nice off-speed pitch on the outside of the plate. It would have been a call strike, so Garcia was right to swing at it, but her timing was off on it. So 0-1 the count on Garcia. She had a sac RBI her first time up at bat, and in fact, it was her sacrifice RBI that is responsible for Hobbs' only run in the game so far. The second pitch comes in, it's a ball, evens up the count 1-1. With a runner on first, 2 outs, Hobbs looking to get something going here. And this fastball comes in, and Blanche, she hits it well out, but going over from center is Chloe Corral, and she's got it for out number 3. A well-hit ball, but well-fielded, and that's it. So 4 batters up, 3 down with 1 single. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score still Lovington 3, Hobbs 1. We'll be back with more Lovington Hobbs softball on 1 Radio Square Sports and Walmart Digital.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats! Back here at Lady Wildcat Field with Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Hobbs comes up empty in their half of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th, leading it off for Lovington. It'll be O'Gean, Corral, and Corral. 9-1 and 2 due up, and with the call, Dawn Morgan.
Number 9, Jocelyn O'Gean, batting in that 9th slot. Your first baseman for Lovington up. She popped out to the first baseman her first time up at bat. The first pitch comes in and it clips the outside corner on the right side there for strike number 1, as O'Gean looking to increase the lead by Lovington if she can get on base. That one's going to be high and outside for ball number 1. She had just a little bloop pop that the first baseman caught. Garcia got under that. for her first time at bat. She would like to get on base this time. That's high and outside. Ball 2, 2-1 the count on Olguin, as it is 3-1 here this afternoon. A very close game. Lovington, it could be higher than that. Lovington has stranded runners on. Hobbs has a couple left on base as well. She cuts at this one, lifts it up, and that's going to fall. It's going to fall out between right and left field as Ralston and Contreras drift over. Neither can get to it in time, so a well-hit ball becomes a single for Olguin. She's out on first base, and that's going to bring up Angelina Corral, the second baseman, to the plate. She hit a long fly ball out on her first, for first and her second time up at bat. She hit fly balls out to center, left center, to be thrown out. She has yet to reach on a hit, and that's what she would like to do here. First pitch comes in, and it's a changeup, as Young takes a lot off of that ball, but it stays high for ball number 1. So want to know the count.
Got to be careful when you offer those up, and you want to keep them high, because if they come down, those are just, screaming hit me.
Yeah, those are watermelons that become long, hard hit balls. And outside for ball number 2, the count 2-0 quickly on Corral, as Harrison keeping an eye over there on Olguin at first. This pitch comes in, a good one to hit. It hit the outside corner, and Corral looked at it, leaned into it, didn't offer at it, so the count 2-1. She hit the first pitch she saw the first time at bat. She hit the second pitch that she saw the second time at bat. So her count is higher right now than she has seen for both of her others. And it's well hit, of a high fly ball out to center field. Coming under, it's Ralston to catch it, hold it, and so third fly out
to center.
Right to center field. She's consistent. Corral is giving the ball a ride every time, but becomes the first out for Lovington in this at-bat. Number 14, Chloe Corral, the center fielder for Lovington, coming up to the plate. She struck out her first time at bat, grounded out her second one. First pitch comes in, and it's going to be a call strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 on Corral, as Harrison keeping an eye there on the other Corral. That's Angelina Corral sitting, or actually that's Olguin sitting on first. And call strike 2, Corral looking at that one. 0-2 the count, 1 out, 1 runner on base on first here in the bottom of the 4th. And slaps at that one. Oh! And it's picked up, fielded by Boyle. Makes a beautiful defensive play as she gets it in her glove and just uses the glove and tosses it over to Cantu, who is standing on second, and gets the lead runner out. And it almost was a double playable ball. So good fielding by Hobbs.
So that'll bring the number 3 hitter Vega to the plate. She's 2 for 2 with a run scored in this one.
So Corral reaches on a fielder's choice and now steals second base, as she is very quick. Takes second base, so now she's sitting in scoring position for Lovington. They have 2 outs now. And Vega, the pitcher, at the plate, 2 outs. And it's going to be high and outside, as dancing all over the place out there on second base is Corral. Olguin was thrown out at second. So that is Corral dancing. And hits the outside of the plate. That is going to be a two balls and 1 strike.
Right where Harrison
Vega
set up, and she framed it up nicely. So now Vega's got a better idea of the strike zone from this vantage point. Let's see what she does with it.
She slaps at that one high. Coming under that is Contreras, and she comes in and hangs on to it. So Vega gave it a ride, but a fly out to right field for the 3rd out means that Lovington has the 1 single, the 1 hit, but no runs and no errors, and 1 left on base. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Hobbs coming back up to bat, and your score is still 3-1. Lovington leading. We'll be back with more Lovington Hobbs softball action on Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
General Welding Supply, Inc., the only locally owned and operated welding supply shop in Lea County. Why is shopping local important? There are many reasons. Shopping local keeps your dollar right here in Lea County. The staff at General Welding Supply shops the same stores you do. How about support? General Welding Supply supports local by sponsoring schools and youth sports. Shop General Welding Supply in Hobbs and Lovington. General Welding Supply, a proud supporter of Lovington sports. Find them fast in names and numbers. Back here at Lady Wildcat Field, Hobbs versus Lovington from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports on the Hobbs and Lovington Sports YouTube channels both respectively, and on the Hobbs and Lovington Sports channels on HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle. We head to the top of the fifth. It's Lovington 3, Hobbs 1 with the call. Dawn Morgan.
And coming up to bat for Hobbs will be number 12, Maya Contreras. She plays right field. She got on base on an error by the third baseman her first time up at bat, but she got stranded there. So this is her second time up to the plate. Lovington is leading 3-1. Still a very close game, anybody's ball game. And the first pitch is going to come in. That's very uncharacteristic. A wild pitch by Vega. And it goes high, and even DePorto can't corral that. She gets out of her crouch, but no runners on, so no harm. It's just ball one to Contreras. Second pitch, and this is going to be right over the inside corner. A nice fast ball to even up the count. So Vega with 2 strikeouts in this game so far. She has not issued a walk. And she's given up only 3 hits in the game so far. And this is going to be a little grounder. It's going to roll over to first. Olguin stops it, then bobbles it, but catches it. But gets it back in her glove and catches the base herself. So a little ground out to the first baseman unassisted for the first out. And that's going to bring up number 20, Anaya Rodriguez, to the plate. She grounded out to the shortstop her first time up at bat. She bats from the left side of the plate. She is the designated player or hitter. And this is going to come in, a beautiful strike right over the center of the plate. 0-1 to Rodriguez. So 1 out. This is the top of the 5th inning. And this is going to clip the inside of the plate. So Vega putting on a little pitching demonstration here. First catches the outside, then the inside. Both fastballs. The second one she took a little bit of speed off of, a little bit of a breaking ball as well. 0-2 the count, and this one is cut and hit right up the middle. A grounder that's going to be fielded by Chloe Corral out in center. So a single for Rodriguez puts a base runner on for Hobbs and brings number 8, Marissa Young, the pitcher for Hobbs, to the plate. She popped out a little pop to back up to the pitcher her first time at the plate.
And we will have a runner
Courtesy
check and
runner.
a pinch runner, number 14 for the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
That is Hannah Souter. I believe you say Souter, not Suter. But that'll be Souter out on first. So in for running for Rodriguez as Marissa Young. And the umpire, we have a little bit of a stop in play as the ump stops to record the pinch runner or the courtesy runner in his book on his sheet. And he's taking his time about it. Nice little breeze continuing to blow. It's blowing from right to left field, coming really kind of out of the southwest here. Gusting up, I'd say, pretty good, about 10 to 15 miles an hour at times. Enough to play with some of the balls that are hit up in the air, kind of playing with them and holding them up just a little bit. And coming in, Marissa Young batting from the left side of the plate. One runner on, one out, and the first ball comes in. It's going to be a high for ball number 1. It was a fastball, but it rose just a little too much up out of the zone. Ball number 1. As Marissa Young hungry for her first hit in the game. Hobbs wanting to move runners around. They're behind by 2, and a little bunt laid down, a beautiful one, but fielding that and throwing over to first. Oh, and she did not get the throw in time.
Good speed by Young, and so that puts runners at first and second with just one out, and now the top of the order, and Kaya Boyle coming back to the plate.
That really was a beautiful bunt that was laid down, and Chavarria came in on it and really fielded that as well as it could have been fielded. It was just a beautiful bunt that she then used her speed and beat out for a single. So a bunt single for Young puts runners at first and second.
And a courtesy runner into the game is number 2 for the Hobbs Lady Eagles as timeout taken by Coach McGraw.
And that's going to be Briseis Armendariz. And McGraw is coming in to talk to his ladies because he knows that the tying run is, or the go-ahead run is at the plate at this point. So we will see what happens as we're back to the top of the order for Hobbs as Kaya Boyle comes to the plate. She grounded out to the second baseman her last time at bat. Her first time, she hit a single and ended up getting stranded on first base.
Actually, she was thrown out 2-6.
That's right, 2-6, exactly right. So my bad. But she did hit a single and get on base, but then a base running error, you might say.
Mm-hmm. But Boyle can definitely hit, and so a dangerous hitter, the top of the Hobbs lineup coming to the plate.
Yeah, with runners at first and second, Boyle up, and first pitch comes in, and it's going to be inside for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count. As Lovington, just a 2-run lead here. 3-1 is your score. Hobbs threatening to break it open here in the top of the 5th inning. And a fastball over the plate as that's strike 1. Boyle looks at it and then shrugs. Looks at it. It's called a strike. She shrugged. I think she thought it might come in a little low to be a strike, but that was definitely a good pitch. 1-1. Boyle looking to move runners around or maybe get them in. And the pitch is going to hit the inside corner. And, man, there's not much you can do. That was a perfect pitch in this situation because Boyle kind of stands a little bit close to the plate, and there's no way she had time to adjust and lean back to be able to get anything on that pitch to be able to swing and hit it in time. So 1-2 the count. This one almost in the very same place, and this time Boyle protecting the plate does swing, catches a piece of it. It's fouled off to the left over by the Hobbs dugout, and it becomes just a 1-2 count as it remains 1-2. Runners still at first and second. But Hobbs threatening to break this one open. They have the go-ahead run at the plate in the form of Boyle. And only one out. This one a swing, and it's hit foul over near the tennis courts off to the right as really Vega pulled up on that pitch. She took a little off of it, and Boyle decided kind of at the last minute to swing, I think protecting the plate, knowing that was going to come in. It was a callable strike. So she was behind it, even though it was a bit of a changeup. A good pitch again by Vega to throw, but Boyle hanging tough at the plate. 1-2 the count. Runners at first and second. One out here in the top of the 5th inning. Hobbs looking to break this one open. Lovington wanting nothing more than just to get second and third outs and get out of this situation. And the pitch swung on, and there's going to be a line drive. Oh, and a hit and an error as Chavarria has it in her glove and then drops it. It rolls all the way to the fence. It's going to score 1. It's going to score 2. And holding up at third is Boyle. So on an error on the left fielder, that scores 2. And we're tied 3-3 here in this top of the 5th inning.
And for Boyle, she will get credit for 1 RBI because as far out as that one was and as deep as Chavarria had to go. I think that would have given time for Rodriguez to score from third. So she'll reach on the error. She will get the RBI, and we are, as you mentioned, tied at 3 as the second error of the ball game on the Lovington Lady Cats cost them a couple of runs, as now it'll be Kylie Ralston, who's 0 for 2, coming to the plate with a chance to cash in Boyle at third.
Number 5, Kylie Ralston, the center fielder. She shows bunt, then pulls the bat back, and it's low. Did she get the bat back in time? He has yet to
I think
signal.
It's a ball one.
I think it's just a ball. I was waiting to give a chance. He is a little, he's deliberate and waits just a minute to put the strike up. So I was waiting to see if that would be the case here. So 1-0 is the count. And this one, a swing and a pop. It looks like it's going to be caught coming over and catching that Hernandez, but it was Angelina Corral coming over to back her up in case it was dropped or missed. But a little pop fly out as Ralston becomes out number 2. And that holds the runner on third as Boyle's sitting over there in scoring position for Hobbs, but now 2 outs. And that brings number 18, Kimber Craig, the left fielder, back up to the plate. She struck out her first 2 times at bat. So sort of uncharacteristic. She bats in the third slot. She's a fairly dependable hitter otherwise, just having some trouble with Vega today, and that's strike number 1 as Craig watches that. So sometimes you can have a really good hitter, and some pitchers you just have trouble with. And as a pitcher, you like to see those certain players who just for some reason can't pick up your ball or can't time your pitch, and that's what's happening here. But Craig gets a healthy cut at that one, fouls it off to the right, and that one, if she straightened that one out, that might have been a hit, but that goes over to the tennis courts on the right side. 0-2 is your count with a runner on third. Boyle still sitting over there, having reached an RBI single, but then gets over to third base on an error. And this one is hit right back to the pitcher. Vega picks that up, throws over to first to get out of the inning, but we are tied, and we've got a good one, 3-all, as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. And we will be back with more Lady Eagle and Lady Wildcats softball on Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lea County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcacnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lea County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lea County Electric, owned by those we serve.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle's new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that helps keep your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington, your Napa Auto Store. For Hobbs in their half of the 5th inning, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error committed by Lovington, and 1 runner left on base. I'm TJ Miracle, and with the call, Dawn Morgan.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning as Lovington coming up to bat. Number 7, Annalie Chavarria, will be leading things off for Lovington. She grounded out to the shortstop her first time up to bat, and she reached on an error by the shortstop her second time, ended up crossing the plate, scoring a run for Lovington. And we are tied 3-all as Lovington wants to break things open and try to break this tie. Chavarria tried to get things started for Lovington. Young with the first pitch, and the hit is swung on. It's going to end up going foul over beyond the dugout on the left side line. So strike number 1 for Chavarria, and the wind definitely picked that up. Any ball that isn't hit really super hard, it hangs up in the air, is getting carried by the wind, and that wind blowing from the right to the left across this field definitely carried that ball, but I don't think it would have been fair even with the wind. And this ball is going to go outside for ball 1. So your count 1-1 on Chavarria as Lovington looking to break the tie. 3-all. This is a really good game so far. pretty good, solid, couple of errors by both teams, but good pitching and a well-hit line drive is going to go foul and ended up hitting the bullpen area on the left side and going out to beyond the parking lot over there. So strike number 2, 1-2 your count on Chavarria. This pitch is swung on and hit straight away. A nice hit. Line drive out to center field is going to put Chavarria on first base and give Lovington their first base runner. And bring up number 10, Sienna DePorto, the catcher, as she had an RBI single her last time at bat, hit a line drive single her first time at bat. And DePorto looking to move a runner or bring her in. Lovington wants to break this tie.
Well, certainly capable of doing that. Of course, as you mentioned, a very good game. You wouldn't expect anything else. It's a rivalry game, but these are what most people would consider, regardless of classification, either the number 2 and 3 or the number 3 and 4 team in the entire state. So, is a great matchup.
And the first pitch against DePorto is going to come in low and inside for ball number 1. Chavarria out there on first base. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're tied at 3 apiece. And everybody in the stands, which is pretty packed with both Lovington and Hobbs, getting a good one and call strike. So 1-1 on DePorto. Beautiful pitch by Young right there on the outside corner, just above the knees. DePorto knows it. She's a catcher. She knows the strike zone as well as anybody. Chavarria and she pulls out of the box, calls for time, just not comfortable, wants to pull out, and I think she just wanted to maybe mess with Young's timing on the mound. Young, and there's a swing and a hit, sharply hit ball between shortstop and third base. That's going to be a single for DePorto. It's going to move Chavarria to second. So a nicely hit ball brings Riley Dunlap, number 6, the right fielder for Lovington, up to bat. She hit a line drive double and a single RBI. And is here her 3rd time to the plate with runners on first and second. Lovington and Hobbs tied, and the Hobbs coach wants to go out. Crossland wants to go out and talk to his girls, so there's a huddle. And is he going to make a pitching change? No. Yes.
Yeah, we will have a pitching change.
We're going to have a pitching change. So he is going to put in number 12, Daphne Udahara, on the mound. So she's going to take up her warm-up pitches, and we will go ahead and take a timeout. So we'll be back with more Lady Eagle and Lady Wildcat softball on Noir Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
The pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Nowell Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Nowell Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Nowell Pharmacy, located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Nowell Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
Looking for tubing testing and scanning in the Permian Basin? Call Empire Services. Empire's been in business since 2012 and has maintained the professional and dependable service company for tubing testing and scanning. Empire Services, a proud supporter of all Lovington High School athletics. The team at Empire Services wishes the Cat athletes the best of luck this season. Don't forget, if you're in need of tubing testing and scanning, call Empire Services at 575-318-6465, 318-6465. Hey Wildcat fans, Wildcat sports are back in full swing. Catch the action live at the stadium, in the gym, or the diamond, or see it on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Links on the school webpage, social media, or streaming at hobbsamerica.com. The Lovington Wildcats are the finest in the West, and we love to cheer on the athletes. Thank you to our Wildcat family for your continued support. Lovington schools are the best school district in all of Lea County. Wildcat strong, go Big Blue. Back here at Lady Wildcat Field, it's Kaya Boyle taking over in the ring, and with the call, Dawn Morgan.
And up at bat is Riley Dunlap, who hit a line drive double her first time at bat, had a single RBI and crossed the plate her second time at bat for Lovington. And looks at the first one. It is a strike, 0-1. Runners on first and second for Lovington. A swing and a hit. That's going to go just out of reach of Ken, too. And the shortstop go out. Left fielder Craig is going to throw in, but it is going to score one as Chavarria crosses the plate. So an RBI single for Dunlap.
And Dunlap 3 for 3 now, as now Honey Morales will step in. She had an RBI single her last time up, and so the Lady Cats have retaken the lead on the new pitcher Boyle for Hobbs.
4-3 your score, and no outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning after the pitching change with Boyle on the mound, and I thought that it was a different jersey number and read that as Udahara. Showing possible bunt there is Honey Morales, but she ends up just letting it go, and it is outside for ball number 1. So Lovington with runners at first and second, Dunlap on first, DePorto on second after Chavarria scored to break the tie. 4-3, no outs, runners on first and second with Morales at the plate, and the next pitch comes in. It's going to be ball 2 high, as she kind of squared around for bunt, and that brought in Harrison and Garcia charging in from first and third to try to cover a possible bunt. And a bunt wouldn't be a bad call here to move runners around. This one is going to be over the outside corner, and that's going to be strike 1. So 2-1 is your count on Morales.
Coach McCraw not known to do a lot of bunting, but a hit and run not out of the realm of possibility.
And this one's going to be a little too outside, as Harrison tried to frame that up, but it was obviously outside, even though she pulled it back in. The ump didn't go for that, so it's going to be 3-1 your count. And this one is picked up. It's a high pop out to right field, and Contreras has it.
Dropped it.
But, she dropped it. She had it and dropped it. So an error on the right fielder puts Honey Morales on, and it moves all the runners around. So an E9, as that was a catchable ball. Contreras had it, and I think what happened is she had it in her glove, and she looked up and got worried about throwing the ball in, looked at her runners, and dropped the ball.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Was just in too big a hurry to get the transfer out, worrying about the tag up by DePorto.
16, Lea Chavarria, third baseman, at the plate with bases loaded, no outs. And this comes in high and outside for ball number 1. As a Boyle coming in relief for Young. Bases loaded, no outs. Lovington 4-3, a 1-run lead over Hobbs, and a swing and a well-hit ball, a long one going out, and it is a grand slam homer for Lea Chavarria. So a grand slam home run is going to jump this, make it an 8-3 lead by Lovington with no outs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Touch and ball, Miss Chavarria, as she got all of that one. Didn't worry about the wind at all, as that one was smoked out of here.
It was. The wind wasn't going to bother that one iota, as that went over dead left field, right over the left fielder, and brought in, of course, she's got
right over the Lovington Auto Supply sign.
That's a 4 RBI, and that makes the score 8-5, and brings up.
And now batting for the Lovington Wildcats, Jocelyn Olguin.
Jocelyn Olguin to the plate.
Singled to right her last time up, and then was thrown out trying to as part of a fielder's choice.
Right. So Jocelyn Olguin with the first pitch, a ball, 1-0 on her. As Lovington has broken this wide open here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Up until now, we had a very tight game. And this pitch is going to be outside for ball number 2. And the old coulda, woulda, shoulda, as Coach Crossland decided with no outs after Young got a couple of hits off of her. He thought that Lovington was poised to break it open. He thought a pitching change might turn the tide in this one, but it did not stop Lovington. And 3-0 is the count now on Olguin, with the bases cleaned off now. This pitch is going to come in high and outside, and that's a walk, and that's going to put Olguin on. And again, the wheels have come off Hobbs in this one. That's the first walk that Boyle has issued.
Second walk total for Hobbs pitching today, but it brings the top of the Lovington lineup back to the plate.
Yes,
and of course, Lovington dangerous up and down the lineup, but the Corral, and Vega, you really don't want to get them in a groove. This could end real fast.
And with nobody out, Hobbs is desperate to get out of this situation. And the first ball comes in, and it is a ball high and outside. And really, Boyle just needs to settle down and throw strikes. I mean, if they're going to hit, they're going to hit. But you've got to put the ball in play. You can't walk the runners around. Got to let them have a chance to put it in play. And this is going to be a hit. It's going to fall right. Just going to be a Texas leaguer. It's going to be behind the shortstop and fall too far in front of Ralston to be able to play. So a true single is going to move Olguin over to second. And Corral has a nice single. And Coach Crossan wants to come out and talk about it.
Actually,
no, I guess
just the girls.
Yeah, it's McGraw. The girls want to talk about it at the mound, and that's going to send McGraw. He used the opportunity to go and talk to his hitter Chloe Corral up at bat, as Hobbs girls want to just kind of gather and say, all right, let's focus and let's try to start getting some outs here. There are no outs.
And Chloe
in this
is
inning.
the potential winning run at the plate.
That's right, because after 5 innings, once any team gets up by 10 runs, it's the end of the game. So, and Hobbs knows that. Chloe Corral, runners on first and second. Olguin is over on second. Corral is on first. After that, little Texas leaguer hit out to shallow center. Chloe Corral struck out her first time, grounded out her second time, and got on base on a fielder's choice her third time at bat. So she's hungry for a hit. And with nobody out and runners in scoring position, she does represent
the potential winning
run for Lovington. And Hobbs girls going back out together to make sure everybody knows the situation and how important getting outs is for Hobbs in this at-bat for Lovington. So no outs, runners on first and second. 8-3 is your score. And let's see, was there the umpire taking a little bit of time behind the plate? Did we have courtesy runner come in?
And actually, I'm wrong. She doesn't represent the winning run, but can definitely
she could definitely
get it closer.
Right. Since it's 8-3, it would be 11-3.
My math's not good.
It would take 2 more. I thought a minute ago. I thought, well, okay, I'll roll with that until I get a chance to think about it. But now I do think about that.
I had the chance to think about it and realized, oh, I'm an idiot. So. But if you've listened to us for long, you already knew that I'm the dumb one in the group.
Oh, I have my moments, as everybody knows. And swing and a miss for strike one. The count is even on Corral, 1-1. So 8-3 is your score. Lovington would need to get a few more runs in this inning. If they were to get 13, it would then be a victory for them, since we played 5 innings. They're the home team, and they're at bat in this bottom of the 5th. And that's a ball for second ball. 2-1, the count on Corral. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. And a fastball over the plate, and that's strike. So Boyle settling down, dialing in on the strike zone, and that evens the count on Corral, 2-2. Corral playing center field for Lovington. 2-2. And this one swung and hit. It's going to go foul. A high fly ball ends up getting caught by the wind. It was going to go foul anyway, but it ends up drifting over toward the tennis courts on the right. Just a long strike, 2. Count remains 2-2. As Corral wants to keep the inning going and keep moving Lovington base runners across the plate, Hobbs wants to start getting outs and get out of this inning and back up to bat. And this is going to end up catching the corner. Call strike 3. And some of the Lovington faithful not liking that, thinking that was a little outside. But call strike 3 is the first strikeout for Boyle and the first out in this inning so far. So strikeout. Out number 1, Kaylee Vega, the pitcher, coming up to bat. She hit a double her first time at bat, a single her second time and crossed the plate, and she had a long fly ball out to right field for her third time at bat. Kaylee, a very capable batter as well as pitcher. 1 out. First pitch is low and outside for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Lovington leading this one 8-3. A quiet game right now. And call strike 2, right at the knees and on the outside corner. And Vega looked at the ump, but he's got the final call.
So
she knows
1-1.
1-1. She knows that as a pitcher, sometimes the calls go her way. And sometimes they don't, and as a batter, same thing applies. She cuts at this one, fouls it off to the right for strike number 2. A little bit behind that as Boyle starting to pick up a little speed and a little confidence on the mound now that she's had her first strikeout, kind of showing more of what she's capable of. So 1-2 the count on Vega with 1 out, runners on first and second. And this one comes in, she hits it. It's a little grounder back out to the mound, and Boyle knocks it down with her glove, and then instead of reaching for it with her bare hand, reaches with the glove and almost doesn't get the throw on time, but she does throw out Vega at first for the second out. 1-3 on a little back to the mound dribbler, and that's going to bring Annalise Chavarria back to the plate as Lovington is batting around in this one. Chavarria had a line drive single her last time at bat and ended up scoring, and this is also going to be hit right back to Boyle on the mound, and Boyle with 1-3 for the third out, and Hobbs manages to stop the bleeding in this one, but not before damage is done as Lovington has surged ahead 8-3. We go to the top of the 6th inning, and Lovington ahead. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat and Lady Eagle softball on the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
What exactly do you look for when choosing a bank? The choice is clear. First American Bank has been helping customers like you since 1903. That's over 100 years of banking expertise and knowledge at your convenience. First American Bank takes pride in helping small business from banking to lending. They get it done. First American Bank in Hobbs takes the time to sit and understand your business. This helps them help you. Call First American Bank in Hobbs today at 575-392-9200.
Whatever your tire needs may be, you can always count on Forest Tire. Whether it's roadside assistance, a new battery, brakes, an alignment, a new set of tires for around town, off-road or work, or just a flat tire, being there is what matters most. That's why Michelin packs more innovation inside its tires to maximize performances without sacrificing capabilities, so you can continue to go the extra mile to be there for the ones who matter most. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Back here at Lady Wildcat Field, Lovington.
Number 7, Cameron Harrison, the catcher for Hobbs, is going to be first up at bat. She had a single her last time up. She hit a triple her first time up at bat and crossed the plate, becoming the first run across the plate for Hobbs. They have since put 2 more across. It is 8-3, Lovington leading, and Harrison at the bat. Getting ready for the first pitch. And it's going to be a fastball low and inside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count.
Of course, Vega having to sit for quite a while as 10 Lovington Lady Cats came to the plate. Does that affect you as much in softball as sometimes it does in baseball?
It can. It certainly can. I noticed she's got the second pitch comes in, and it's going to fall just behind second base. Just kind of a little excuse me bloop hit, but it will, that's as good as a blistering line drive. It puts you on base, and that was not a fieldable ball, so it is a single for Harrison, who takes first base. Nobody out, brings number 3, Cameron Cantu, the shortstop for Lovington, to the plate. Cantu popped out to the first baseman her last time at bat, and her first pitch into her, swing and a miss for strike number 1. She also had a long fly ball out to left field her first time at bat, so she's hungry for a hit. Lovington wants nothing more than to just make this a quick inning and try to get back into the dugout and put some more runs on the board. Hobbs wants to get a rally going. And this is going to be called strike 2 on the outside corner. Good pitch by Vega. Nice heat.
And
Little breaking ball hit the corner.
Maybe learned a little something when she was batting, because that exact same pitch got called a strike on her. So she thought, if he's going to call it, I'll throw it.
As long as you're consistent about the call. And that's going to be called strike 3 as it hit the inside of the plate. She hit the outside and then brought it in almost the same position, a low inside heater, and a call. Strike 3 for the first out, and that is her third strikeout in the game.
And the thing about that heater is, it was coming in at a pretty good clip, but it also had some pretty good movement on it from the right to the left, so inside to out, and so it really froze up can 2.
Yeah, in fact, she pulled back. She kind of hugs the plate a little bit, and she pulled back thinking it was going to be a ball. This one, almost the same pitch, and instead Garcia golfs it, and it stays fair just inside the third base line all the way down. It brings Chavarria over from left field to throw that in, and it's going to be a double for Garcia on the first pitch that she saw. So she hits a double, a grounder out to left field. She's on second base, and it moves Harrison, that is, over to third. So runners in scoring position for Hobbs. They trail by 5 in this one. It's 8-3. And at bat is number 12, Amaya Contreras, the right fielder. First pitch is in, and it hits the outside corner. And the throw down from DePorto, it gets away from Chavarria, and it's going to score a run. So another error on the third baseman is going to score Harrison from third. So an E5 going to bring 1 run in, move Garcia over to third. Contreras still at bat with 1 strike on her, 0-1. And Hobbs has chipped away just a little bit. 8-4 your score now here in the top of the 6th inning. And this is going to be a fastball, catches the outside corner. Actually, Vega took a little bit off of that one. It wasn't the hardest pitch that she can throw, but she's a little bit frustrated, I think, by that run coming across the plate, especially after she had thrown a strike. And there's a good cut at this one. It's going to go foul outside of play on the right, along the right side outside the fence.
Yeah, that one won't go in her tally as an earned run. Matter of fact, a couple of the Hobbs runs in the books today are not earned by Vega because they were on errors in the field. But, yeah, you got to think she's just a little bit frustrated. You got to be careful with those snap throws down there because it gets awful crowded with an umpire, a third baseman, a runner, a coach. You've got a very small window to get it in. If you don't, it's going to be tough.
Oh, and that's a call, and that's a strike 3 as it was coming inside, and she had a little late half-hearted swing on that, and that is definitely going to be another strikeout. I think that really is Vega just showing her frustration as a pitcher. A lot of times, yes, you get unhappy with whatever situation it is.
Yeah, not happy about the call and coming over, I think, to voice his displeasure and says something to the ump about something, and just wanted to go over and he's saying something to the Lovington dugout as well. Not sure what Dean could be quite unhappy about there, but
don't know, but.
Just making sure that he gets his concerns heard. He's always been very good at that. Stands up for his players and what he thinks, very well.
And the ump is making some notations. I don't know really what that's about. As 1 runner does manage to score for Hobbs so far in this at-bat. There are 2 outs now, both of them coming on strikeouts as Vega really kind of doubling down here after a couple of frustrating turns of events in this inning, and a score by Hobbs. And that's going to bring up Anaya Rodriguez, number 20, to the plate. She's a designated player. She hit a single her last time at bat and crossed the plate. And the first is going to come in. A nice strike right over the middle of the plate for Vega. As this is a pitcher's reaction, a good pitcher's reaction is, you know what? All I can do is control my world. This is my ball, and I'm going to throw strikes. And the second pitch is hit, a little dribbler over to first base, and that pulls Olguin off the bag, but Corral is covering first, so a little 3-4 throw is the third out, and Lovington gets out of that, only giving up 1 run on 2 hits, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is now 8-4, Lovington leading, and we'll be back with more Lovington and Hobbs softball action on Normark Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
COVID-19, market volatility, earthquakes, recent layoffs, we've all been impacted during these turbulent times. I'm Shane Wesselter, CEO and founder of Gateway Insurance Group, Gateway Financial Advisors. With over 200 offices and representing all 50 states, we can help. Whether you have questions about the market volatility, whether you should buy, sell, or just write it out, whether you have questions about rolling your 401k to a private IRA, maybe you have questions about the recent premium deferral program for auto and home insurance. Regardless of what your questions are, give us a call, 858-GATEWAY. We are open and have staff and advisors willing to assist. In New Mexico, we have offices in Albuquerque, Clovis, Hobbs, and Santa Fe. We're happy to assist, even if we're not your current advisor. In New Mexico, you can give us a call at 505-585-5595.
For the local Hobbs office, call 393-4577.
We're all in this together. Be smart and stay healthy.
Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer, and member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Gateway Financial Advisors Incorporated and Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated are not affiliate.
For Hobbs, they get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error committed by Lovington, and a runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Lovington 8, Hobbs 4. I'm TJ Miracle, and with the call, Dawn Morgan.
And coming up is number 10, Sienda DePorto, the catcher. Coming up, she's had a heck of a good game at the plate and behind the plate. She did a line drive single, an RBI single, and another single her last time at bat. She's crossed the plate once. So she is 3 for 3, and the first pitch is into her, and it is a strike. Call strike 1, 0-1 the count on DePorto as she is facing Young. Now this is her
Boyle.
Boyle rather. She's facing Boyle, and this is her first time to face Boyle. That's going to be outside for ball number 1, 1-1. She was actually on base when there was the pitching change in the last at-bat for Lovington when Boyle came on for Young in relief. And the pitch is going to be spoiled foul as it went foul just in front of the bag. If that had bounced just another foot, that still would have been a fair ball. So strike number 2 for DePorto as she pulled that pitch way over to the left, way out in front of that. As Boyle coming in relief, and this is going to be ball 1, so another ball 2. That's going to even up the count 2-2 on DePorto, as Lovington would like to get things started and get some more base runners across. They've got a good lead, 8-4, as we are here in this bottom of the 5th inning, or
6th
bottom of the 6th inning, my bad. Oh, and she strikes out as a good fastball there by Boyle. There was a lot of pop in the glove on that
And
one.
now
So
up to bat, Riley
that's the
Dunlap.
first out, first batter, first out. That brings number 6, Riley Dunlap, up to the plate. She plays right field for Lovington. She had an RBI single her last time up, an RBI single her second time up the plate, and she had a line drive double. She is 3 for 3 as well. First swing and a miss. She was way in front of that as Boyle took off a little something, a little changeup. So first strike, 0-1 on Dunlap. Dunlap having a good day at the plate. No runners on, 1 out. And this is going to be just a bit outside for ball number 1, 1-1 the count. In this bottom of the 6th inning. Making my adjustment as Lovington batted around and then some in that last at-bat. This is going to be almost like the last pitch, just a little bit outside. Ball number 2, 2-1 the count on Dunlap. As Lovington broke this wide open in the 5th inning with and a swing and a tipped it back straight into the backstop for Strike number 2, 2-2 your count on Dunlap now. Lovington. Lea Chavarria had a grand slam homer. Oh, and this is well hit out into right center. Ralston drifting over from center to try to get that, and it was not a catchable ball, so Dunlap is 4 for 4 at the plate
and now. Batting for the Wildcats, Honey Morales.
So a single puts Dunlap on first base, brings up number 4, Honey Morales, the designated player for Lovington to the bat. She reached on an error her last time and ended up scoring. She had an RBI single her second time at bat. She grounded out to the third baseman her first time at bat. So she really is 1 of 3. And she takes a swing and cuts this, and it's a ground ball fielded by Harrison coming into third base, but on a fielder's choice, she cuts off the lead runner and throws out Dunlap at second base. So Morales
had the grand salami an inning ago that broke this one open.
And there's a swing and a hit, and a line drive is caught by Craig in left field. She reached her glove out. I didn't think she was going to be able to reach that ball and then hang on to it, but she does, and that ends the inning as Lovington with no runs on 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 person left on base. We go now to the top of the 7th inning. Lovington leads this one 8-4, and is that it? No.
Nope, we've still got a half inning to
well,
play.
Well, I thought so too, but I'm seeing that both of the teams sort of huddled out there, and that Lovington in front of their dugout, Hobbs in front of theirs, and I thought, wait a minute, this shouldn't be over, but it looks like it is. So, nope, we will go into the bottom of the top of the 7th inning as Hobbs will come up to bat, and it is going to be Did Marissa Young stay in the
yes,
ball
she did.
game?
She's in second. She and Boyle traded places.
They just traded places. All right.
So we will have number 9, 1 and 2 due up for Hobbs in their final chance. They need to get 4 runs to get this game completed. For Young, who will come to the plate. She is 1 for 2. She reached on a bunt single back in the 5th inning. So a chance to try and help herself out and try and get herself kind of off the hook here for the loss.
Yeah, she popped out to the pitcher her first time at bat, laid down a pretty nice bunt. Her second time at bat ended up crossing the plate, scoring one of Hobbs' 4 runs that they've had in this game so far. They got 1 run in the second, they got 2 runs in the 5th, and 1 run in the last inning. And now they would like to get a few more to try to tie this up or take the lead, but this is their last opportunity if they don't do that. Young bats from the left side of the plate. She will step up. Vega, the pitcher for Lovington, has gone the whole way for Lovington, the starting pitcher. All right, and we are ready to get this 7th inning underway. Vega kind of taking the opportunity to keep her arm warm out there on the mound. Kind of aggravated at the delay, I think, here. And her first pitch comes in. It's low and outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Young. Looking to get a little rally started by Hobbs. Lovington would like nothing better than to shut it down and to go. A little bunt is going to end up going to third. Chavarria with the throw, and she's going to be safe. The throw is in time, but Olguin couldn't hang on to the throw. It did pull her off the bag just a little bit, and it is going to mean that that Young is safe at first on a little bunt single.
Yeah,
so
I think
that's
actually
her
reaching
second.
on the error.
I think, yeah, it definitely was an error. So not a single, but she reaches on the bunt. It was a true single her last time up at bat, but this is
yeah,
an
good
error.
speed, but Chavarria just pulled her off, and I'm not sure if it's on Chavarria or Olguin because she was stretched out. She just couldn't hang on to the ball.
And so I'm like you. It could be equal parts a throwing error and a fielding error. And this is going to come in a nice fast ball right over the plate for strike 1 on Kaya Boyle, who is now your pitcher. 0-1 on Boyle. We're back at the top of the order with Young on first, reaching on an error. And the pitch comes in, and that's going to be a ball. So ball 1-1. As Vega just wants to get this game over. Lovington would like to put paid to this 8-4, which is your score now. Hobbs would like to be able to mount a rally and come back. And this comes in and catches the inside of the plate. Boyle flinched, but again, that's such an effective pitch for Vega because it hits the inside of the plate. And if you have a batter up who is hugging the plate like Boyle does, there is nothing they can do with that pitch. It comes in too fast and too close to their bat to be able to get anything on it. 1-2 the count, and this one she picks up and it goes foul. That ball was inside, but it was up just a little bit, and Boyle was able to pull her arms back just a bit and pick it up, and she was waiting on that. When she was way out in front of it, Vega took a little bit off of that from the last pitch. So strike number 2, 1-2 the count on Boyle. She reached. She had an RBI single her last time up at bat, but she got stranded on base. Oh, and call strike, and oh, Boyle knew it. She saw it go out over the corner. A nice fast ball over the outside corner for call strike, and that's going to be the 5th strikeout for Vega in this game. And 1 out now as 1 runner still on. That's Young out on first. Hobbs, if they're going to try to come back in this game, they're going to have to do it right here. They only have 2 outs left to play with. Kylie Ralston, your center fielder, is your batter. She's a left-handed batter. She popped out to the shortstop her last time at bat. That's going to come in low for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count on Ralston. She popped out to the first baseman her first time at bat, grounded out to the second baseman, then popped out to the shortstop, and that she's 0 for 3, and that's going to come in, and again low, just a little bit low. I think it caught the corner, but just a little bit low to be called a strike. So, 2-1 is the count now. 2-1. I thought it was 1-1. 2-1 the count.
I thought it was 2-0. So we're all we're all over the place up here.
3 different things there, and this. She catches pieces of it, but hits it foul over toward the Lovington dugout. So that is strike number 2. And the ump is going to stop and clean off the plate. He's having trouble seeing it, and I think that's a good call because he's cleaning a lot of real estate off of that plate. So it's kind of amazing. You look down there and say, oh, wow, that's what home plate looks like. We haven't seen that in a while. So it's a lot easier to call the balls and strikes when you can see the plates.
And it is
2-1. You're right. It is 2-1.
I've been known to miss balls and pitches,
I had the balls wrong. You had the strikes wrong, and together we had it right. And there's a little dribbler hit down the first base line, and coming up to play that is Olguin. She throws back to Corral, covering the base. So 3-4 for your second out, but it does move Young to second base and is going to bring up number 18, Kimber Craig, your center fielder, to bat. She struck out her first 2 times at bat, and then she hit a little dribbler and was thrown out her last time. So she's 0 for 3, and she thinks she's due for a hit. She's got a runner in scoring position. Let's see if Vega or Craig wins this battle. There's a swing and a cut at it. It's fouled out, back out of play beyond the press box to the right for strike number 1. So 2 outs in this. A runner out on second. That is Young, who started out as a pitcher for Hobbs and then moved over to second base. And this comes in low and inside to Porto, keeping that from getting past her, as that would have moved a runner for sure. And that evens the count at 1-1. 1-1 your count. 2 outs, runner at second. 8-4 is your score. By the way, Lovington leading Hobbs in this top of the 7th. And low and inside for ball number 2. So 2-1 your count. 2 outs. Lovington is one out away from winning this one. Their second tilt with Hobbs this season.
Yeah, winning the season series with Hobbs. So.
Yep. And the pitch is beautiful. Call strike, you bet, right over the plate. And Craig knew it. She backed out of the box and nodded her head and wished that she had swung at that. It brings the count to even 2-2. As now Lovington is one strike away from winning this one against Hobbs. 8-4 your score. We're here in the top of the 7th inning. Lovington leading, and the pitch comes in, and call strike 3 over the outside corner. That is the 6th strikeout for Vega in this one, and it ends the game. 8-4 your final score with no runs, no hits, no errors one error in that top of the 7th inning, and that means 8-4 your final score, and we'll be back to wrap this one up. A Lovington victory is in the books, and we'll be back to wrap it up with more Lovington and Hobbs softball action on the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
General Welding Supply, Inc., the only locally owned and operated welding supply shop in Lea County. Why is shopping local important? There are many reasons. Shopping local keeps your dollar right here in Lea County. The staff at General Welding Supply shops the same stores you do. How about support? General Welding Supply supports local by sponsoring schools and youth sports. Shop General Welding Supply in Hobbs and Lovington. General Welding Supply, a proud supporter of Lovington sports. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lea County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lea County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
That coffee shop owner down the street is trying to pay tuition bills. The florist who's been there for every life moment is just a few years from retirement. And there's an entrepreneur who risked it all to open a restaurant. Lea County State Bank encourages you to shop small first this year. Our local businesses are barely hanging on, and they need our support now more than ever before. Follow Lea County State Bank on Facebook for small business spotlights. Visit us at onlinelcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Did you know that right now is the perfect time to invest in a new home? The interest rates are incredibly low. More than likely, your payments will be lower than rent. Call Robinson & Associates today to get a listing of homes that are within your price range. Robinson & Associates will help you find what you're looking for, whether you're looking to upsize, downsize, or just have questions. Call Robinson & Associates today for a free consultation on how to save you money.
The reviews are in, and TDS TV Plus is, well, a plus. Customers are loving the integration of live TV, recordings, on-demand programming, and streaming apps. Our convenient voice remote is the talk of the town. Our intuitive cloud DVR ensures you never miss a moment. Bundle TDS TV Plus and high-speed internet from $74.95 a month. See what the buzz is about. Order at hellotds.com/TDSTV today. Not available in all areas. Terms and conditions may apply. See website for details.
Back here at Lady Wildcat Field, getting ready, or actually into the Lady Cat and the Lady Eagle postgame show. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Our final, Lovington wins the season series with Hobbs by a final of 8-4, Dawn.
Yes, and here is how they got there. I have Hobbs with 4 runs on 6 hits, 5 left on base. They commit 2 errors. Lovington had 8 runs on 13 hits, 8 left on base. They commit 4 errors. And Young started the game. She had one strikeout, 1 walk, and then Boyle came in relief and got 1 strikeout. Vega had 6 strikeouts, no walks in this game. And Hobbs trailing in this one, and Lovington ends up doubling them up 8-4. They won their first game against Hobbs 7-2 in the first game for both teams in this season, and now Lovington has another win over Hobbs 8-4. So we are looking at, it was a pretty good game. Lovington, it was close until that 5th inning. Lovington at bat in the bottom of the 5th broke it open. There was a grand slam home run by Lea Chavarria that really sealed the deal. Otherwise, we would be here tied at 4 apiece. But the 4 runs that make the difference came off the bat of Lea Chavarria with a long ball hit for Lovington in that 5th inning, bottom of the 5th inning. So that really is how Lovington got here. Otherwise, it was a very tight game, and the wheels just came off after that for Hobbs with the pitching change and another. We ended up having, another run for Hobbs in that inning. But that really was the difference in this one. So along with a really strong pitching by Vega, another good showing for her in this one. But both teams, with hits, hitting, and Lovington just more hits than Hobbs in this one. They ended up leaving more on base, but in this one they ended up not hurting them quite so much.
9 runners left on.
Right.
Way too many and 3 errors in the game. Coach McCraw's not going to be just real happy about that, but some things to work on. You get a good win against a quality 5A opponent. Nothing to sneeze at there for the Lady Cats.
Definitely. Some things to work on for both teams. I think Hobbs is going to come away with this, again, with some lessons on. They had a much better showing against Lovington, played a much closer game, a tighter game in this one than they did in that first game against Lovington. But, yes, 2 of the top teams in their divisions in the state playing each other this afternoon in Lovington. So the fans got their money's worth, and we got a good game to call. Lovington got a good win out of the deal, and they both move on to play closer to the start of district now, as this was another non-district game, but a good tune-up for what they will face against each other starting this next week.
Yep, and so, of course, keep an eye on all of the Walmart Digital Facebook pages, Kicks 103, KZOR, KPZA, Eagle 100.5, and Cool 95.7. Keep listening to all of our stations, too. We'll let you know when and where we will be for all of the Hobbs and the Lovington action. So with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on it as the Lovington Lady Cats doubling up Hobbs today, 8-4, to sweep the season series. For Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long. This has been an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.